Hi everybody, my name's Mrs Snape and I'm your new Deputy Head Teacher. I've produced an assembly for you today all about hopes and dreams, and I'm also going to introduce a little bit about myself, and I can't wait to meet you all soon. Hello, I'm Mrs Snape and I've been teaching for 22 years. I've taught children in every year group from nursery up to year 6, and I'm really looking forward to meeting you all and sharing some time with you. I think it's really important to remember that Blockswitch Academy has the motto, to be the best you can be. Today I am going to read you a story called The Hopopotamus. This is a rhyming story and it's written by Greg James and Chris Smith. I really hope you enjoy it. In a drought, in the dust, in a dry river bed, a sad hippopotamus hung his grey head. He'd had nothing to drink since the start of this week. If he didn't find water, things could get quite bleak. The hippo was sad and the hippo was hot. But did he sit down and give in? Of course not. He remembered the words of a wise old giraffe that he'd heard long ago when he'd been a young calf. There'll be times in your life when your road will be tough. You'll be tempted to say that you've had quite enough. There'll be people that try and convince you to stop, and you'll feel that you're just about ready to drop. But those are the times when you've got to keep moving, and with every small step you will see things improving. Just point any way that seems hopeful to you. You move 1 foot forwards, then foot number 2. Then follow this up with your other 2 feet. Then return to foot 1 and repeat and repeat. Remember these words, said the wise old giraffe to our hero the hippo when he was a calf. So the hippopotamus nodded his head. I'll keep plodding and see where I get to, he said. And he looked all around at the arid terrain and thought, will I ever find water again? Ahead, a high mountain rose up in the distance. It looked rocky and steep, but with hippo persistence, he decided he'd walk it till he had overcome it, in case there were better things over the summit. First he came to a desert, which wasn't too handy. It was hard to walk through, rather slippy and sandy. A camel was sitting on top of a dune, and it told the hippo, "You absolute loon. Turn around, go back, or you'll look like a chump. There's no water this way, except this in my hump." But the hippopotamus shook his head. "Just a bit further," he boldly said. 1 step at a time he continued his journey, till he came to a jungle, dark, dank, green and ferny. The jungle was thick and the creepers were creepy, and a large sloth hung down from a branch looking sleepy. "This forest, it goes on for miles," he said, yawning. "Why don't you just hang here with me till the morning?" The hippo, though tempted, again shook his head. "Just a bit further," he bravely said. He plunged on through the jungle, and after a while he arrived at the mountain, the ultimate trial. Poor hippo was tired, almost giving up hope. But 1 step at a time, he pushed on up the slope. The mountain was rocky and strewn with huge boulders. Then stones hurt his feet and the sun scorched his shoulders. A lion sat there on a rocky outcropping, and the lion called out, "You're much better off stopping." But the hippopotamus shook his head. "Just a bit further," he proudly said. His heart was so heavy, his feet were so sore, but he climbed and he climbed, 1 step, then 1 step more. And just when he was feeling ready to drop, he finally realised that he'd reached the top. And a splendid sight met his eyes when he looked down. A wide, muddy waterhole, gleaming and brown. He could see lots of splashing. Someone was there bathing. A hippo, a friend, and they seemed to be waving. And the hippopotamus nodded his head. "I'm glad that I chose to keep going," he said. Then a voice from behind him called out, "We were wrong! The lion, sloth and camel had followed along." And the animals cried, "You're more brave than the lot of us. Hip, hip, hooray for the hippopotamus." The moral of that story is to never, ever, ever give up. Now here's some things for you to think about. In the story, the hippopotamus never gives up. Can you think of a time when you've never given up? What would you have said to the hippopotamus to encourage him not to give up? Sometimes when things are difficult, you might feel like giving up. However, just like the hippopotamus, it is important to keep trying. Next time you feel like giving up, try becoming a hippopotamus. It's really important to remember never to let go of your dreams. And I know that at Block Switch Academy we do that really well, because every day we strive to be the best that we can be. Thank you for listening to my story today. I'm really looking forward to meeting all of you as soon as we can. Take care and stay safe.